Hi, in this video, we are going to look at literal equations with fractions. Now, in our previous video, we looked at examples where our bold variable was in the numerator, the top of the fraction. Now, we're going to look at examples where our bold variable is in the denominator and how we go about tackling questions like this. Remember that if the bold variable is in the denominator, we multiply both sides by the lowest common denominator, and then we continue to solve. To better explain how we go about doing this, let's look at some examples. Make the letter in bold the subject in the following equation. M over n is equal to r. M is our bold letter, but it's in the denominator of the fraction. Here we have r, which could be r over 1. So let's multiply both sides by n. So multiply by n over here and multiply by n over here. On the left side, the n's will cancel and we're left with m is equal to r multiplied by n. N is our bold variable. To get it by itself, we have to divide both sides by r. So we say divided by r and divided by r. On the left, we now have m over r, and on the right, the r's will cancel, and we're left with n. And n is now the subject of this equation. Let's do another one. Here we have d over v is equal to w over s. V is our bold letter, but we have two denominators, v and s. So we need to multiply both sides by v and by s. So I'm going to say v and s, multiply by this side, and this side, v and s. And now we can cancel. On the left, the v's will cancel, and we're left with d multiplied by s. So I can say ds. And on the right, the s's will cancel, and I'm left with vw. V is our bold letter. We want this by itself. So we need to divide both sides by w. So over w and over w. On the left, we now have ds over w is equal to, on the right, the w's will cancel, and we're left with v. And this is now the subject of this equation. Let's do one more. Y is equal to x plus c over m. M is our bold variable in the denominator. But remember that when working with any equation, we need to get the term by itself. And in this case, c over m is our term. And to get it by itself, we move everything to the other side of the equation. So we need to move this x over here. So I'm going to have y. X is positive, so when we move it, it becomes negative. So we have negative x is equal to c over m. Now we need to multiply by the denominator. Here we only have one denominator, which is m. So I'm going to multiply this side by m and this side by m. On the left, we now have m multiplied by y minus x. So let's put it into a bracket. Y minus x, close the bracket, is equal to, on the right, the m's will cancel, and we're left with c. Now we have c by itself. We don't want c by itself. We want m by itself. So we need to divide both sides by the bracket y minus x over here is equal to c over y minus x. Put that into a bracket. Put this into a bracket. Now on the left, y minus x will cancel, and we have m is equal to c over the bracket y minus x. And we have now completed this question. Please have a look at more examples like this before you continue with these videos.